Hey everybody, it's Novia,
And Natasha.
and this is our podcast, What's Mommy's Name? Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. This is our first video, and we're really excited to get started.
Let's start by giving them some background as to who we are.
Like I said, my name is Novia. I am 29 years old. Gonna be 30 soon, and I am a mother of two boys. My oldest is turning 2 at the end of September. Guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. My oldest is turning 3 years old, so excuse my crazy brain that is not making sense right now. Thank you. And then I have a 1.5-year-old. Their names are Kai and Ocean. Ocean's the oldest. And I am married. I think we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary, which seems really crazy. I don't even know how it's been that long already, which is not a long time, but it feels like it went by fast. I do medical billing at an oral surgeon's office. I did get my certificate for that. It's a good job. I enjoy it. Not like my passion, but I'm thankful for it. Other than that, I would say that I'm a person that thrives on getting to be creative. I like art, writing, singing, and just being expressive. I would also say probably talking. Even though I'm not like a huge conversationalist, I like the social media aspect, like making stories on Instagram and recording YouTube videos, which I've done in the past. And so I'm really excited to do this. I'm at a place where I want to pursue something that I really care about. I feel like I've gone a long time not doing what I want to do because I'm afraid to, or I just didn't know how to start. That is how I ended up here. It's just by going for it and asking Natasha to join me.
So, a little bit about myself. My name is Natasha, like I've said. I am 28 years old. I have two daughters. One's name is Ayla. She just turned 8, and I have a daughter, Lucia, who's 6. I've been in a 4-year relationship. I've been a freelance makeup artist for a few years now. But for the past year, I've mostly been a stay-at-home mom, which we all know is a job in itself. Yeah, I've just been enjoying life and creating memories with my little family. I used to paint and draw. I really like writing.
You did my makeup for my wedding.
Yes, I did.
And you actually are a good artist. I remember that picture. Who did you give it to? Your brother? Or what? That one that looked like, it had like the metallic green and like, it was like trippy, like just like running down the canvas.
Yeah, that was a painting I did for my brother.
Yeah, that was cool. I remember that one.
So Novia and I became best friends in high school, among a group of other best friends. That was junior year of high school.
Yes. Yep, junior year.
And
I just had to unbutton my pants because they're too tight, so...
I feel that. But we graduated in 2012, so it's been 11 years of...
Oh my
that sounds crazy. That's like... scary.
Over a
sounding.
decade
Yeah.
since we graduated. I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah, so it's been a long time of lots of changes in our lives, but ultimately the foundation of our friendship, which has a lot of compassion and forgiveness, has always like brought us back together. So yeah, any more you want to elaborate on?
Yes. Well, okay, so I think that maybe an interesting point is that, like, when we became friends, we both didn't really have a lot of friends. And, like, we didn't even have close girlfriends either. So, like, I feel like there was something, though, that when we first hung out our junior year that we just, like, clicked. And then it was like we were hanging out all the time. And... you know, we've spent a lot of time together. Like you've previously mentioned when we tried to record this last time, that we lived together for a short amount of time in high school, and that was our senior year.
Yeah.
I moved in with her at her grandma's house, and we shared a bedroom. And I think it lasted like a couple of months or something, but we just needed like every girl will understand you
We
need your
needed
own
our
space,
yes.
especially like going through the cycles of the month and just needing like, if something's bothering you, like a place you can go to just like be by yourself for a little
Right.
bit. And we weren't getting that, having one room.
Yeah,
So
one room, going to school together.
Yeah.
Being in school together, coming home together. Yeah.
hanging out with other people after school together. Yeah. So it didn't like ruin our friendship or anything. I just ended up moving back in with my mom. And then, and then you moved away, right, to Mount Pleasant for a little while afterwards. So it was like a little bit harder to maintain our friendship then, just because we were young. We didn't have a lot of money. It's not like I was like driving there all the time.
Oh, even the period after high school, there was a period where we weren't really seeing each other and then came back into each other's lives and like picked up like we never stopped.
Yeah, that's true. It was just, there's always just been like a level of like comfort I feel like we have with each other and like understanding. And I think I can say a big part of it is that you are like a very open-minded person, and your understanding for people's situations is like, you can put yourself in their shoes maybe, or just like understand things that I feel like I couldn't understand about people at our age. It's just like mistakes or like changing and having different opinions and ideas, because I feel like that's how you were raised, to like see the world as not just like one way. And that's how I was raised. And so I think that thankfully, because you are like that, we were able to like rekindle our friendship and immediately just be like friends again. And I have learned a lot from you. And I really appreciate our friendship and where we are at now, and the fact that we're both moms and still in each other's lives, and our kids play together, and now we're here starting this project.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you cut yourself a little bit too short, because I learn a lot from you too. But yeah, I feel like our friendship has always felt kind of like a sisterhood, because there are things that we have in common that we like obviously could connect on, but we have a lot of differences.
Yeah.
And still in a way like we can love each other's differences. So I think that's special.
Yeah, I agree.
So this podcast is an opportunity for us to explain a little bit about what we've learned in life and through motherhood, and also what we're continuing to learn as a process of growth. And to even extend our friendship to other mothers who are struggling with feeling like they've lost their identity or not having the chance to really cultivate it before becoming mothers.
Especially that last part. Like, I feel like there's so many people who become moms before they are ready, or before they really understand like motherhood and all that it requires. We both have experienced so much in life before we became moms, but even during like this transition, and we never really got the experience that we see like a lot of other people have, where they go out in the world and they find themselves and they become sure of themselves before they like settle down and create a life for themselves.
That definitely brings us to the next point, which is why we chose the name, What's Mommy's Name? That is a very real experience with having children, where they eventually discover that your name is not mama or mommy. You were a person before motherhood. This is all about exploring our identities and sharing that with you, and also allowing you to explore your identity with us.
Our goal is to reach other people who are going through a similar thing, but to also be relatable to people that are not moms, because this podcast, I don't think we ever had the idea of it being strictly for mothers. We want to be seen as more than just who we are in the eyes of our children, and kind of getting back to like not who we were, right? Because we've changed so much, but
Right.
finding a new version of us that is an individual that's expressive, that is confident, the version of us that has grown up, that we can enjoy.
When it comes to upcoming episodes, we plan to share a little bit more about who we were before we were moms, how motherhood changed us, and who we plan on growing into or who we want to be.
We have ideas of less in-depth topics and kind of just doing like some fun things, and also maybe once a week having more of like a discussion style podcast. But we're also open to ideas.
I think that's all for our introduction. We just want to thank you for watching and make sure to like and subscribe. You can share any tips or comments or questions.
Below, we're going to have our Instagram available. We also created a Lemon8 account. Not sure, that might be the new up and coming thing. So if you have one, you can follow us along on there. Like Natasha said, we appreciate you guys watching the video. We're really excited to keep creating content, and we just hope that you guys like it. Remember, this is What's Mommy's Name podcast, and we hope to see you guys next week.